difference in your life.
It only takes one.
One day,
One caring adult,
one donation,
one Boys and Girls Club. So make a difference.
for me,
For me.
for me.
For us.
Who changed your life? Who's going to change mine? Are you the one?
Good morning, good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing today? And I would like to say good morning to all of our friends that have joined us virtually as well. What a blessing it is to be here on this beautiful morning. It feels so good to experience the energy. I've seen you all in the lobby mingling, to have us all together. And I hope that you guys feel the same way that I do. I just feel the energy of having everybody together. So glad to have you all here. My name is Jessica Sandoval, and it is my deepest honor to welcome you to the Jacqueline Bradley and Clarence Otis family branch. For those of you that don't know me, I am privileged to serve as the service director of this incredible club. I am honored to be a part of a team that provides our young faces of the future an opportunity to be inspired and enabled to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. With all the challenges and heartaches our world has been facing, the Boys and Girls Club has an even deeper sense of gratitude for the chance to be together today. I want to begin by thanking our loyal supporters, our Lifetime Giving Society, Jeremiah Milbank members, Heritage Club members, Faces of the Future Giving Society, our loyal board members and table captains for staying by our sides through the hardest times our mission has faced yet. I also want to extend our deepest appreciation to all of our capital investors that made this club we are sitting in here today possible through their support. Thank you. I also want to take a moment to give special thanks to all of our elected officials that have taken the time away from their busy and hectic schedules to be here today. If you could please stand as your name is called so we can honor you and show our appreciation for all that you have done and do on behalf of our community. We are privileged to have Congresswoman Val Demings, Representative Tavares McCurdy, Representative Anna Escamani, Representative Geraldine Thompson, Representative Daisy Morales, State Attorney Monique Worrell, Sheriff John Mina, Orange County Commissioner Nicole Wilson, she's back there, Orange County School Board Member Vicki Elaine Felder, and Sarah, Orlando City Commissioner Jim Gray, Orlando City Commissioner Bakari Burns. Thank you all. It is truly an honor to have you all with us today. And last, but of course not least, we are especially grateful to Ms. Jackie and Mr. Clarence for being the key reason we are all gathered here today. Ms. Jackie, as a club family, we can all see and feel how deeply invested you are in our children by how engaged and involved you are in every part of the club. Not only did you invest your resources at an incredible level, you are a meaningful part of our daily efforts through your contributions of time, love, and energy. That means so much more than we can say. Thank you. We are grateful to have you all here to share this morning with us and cannot wait to share what makes our club members so special with you. Today, you're going to hear perspectives from individuals at different stages of their Face of the Future journey. Some are just beginning their voyage, like our young club members. Some have left the club and are beginning new chapters of their lives, like Mr. Terrell. And some have fully established themselves as a well-known face in the community, like Mr. Gary Kane. But no matter how different their perspectives are, the one thing they all have in common, there was one person that changed their life. Whether it was a staff member, a volunteer, an investor, their life was forever changed and their trajectory was set in the right direction. Someone made them feel special. Someone told them that they believed in them and recognized the potential within them. Someone committed to them that they were there for them no matter what. I am that example. I'm that example and that very power. I am a proud club alum and Youth of the Year of the Flatbush Boys and Girls Club in Brooklyn, New York. What is there not to love about Brooklyn? Brooklyn was magical, wild, and you can always hear sirens and cars beeping, but there's also negative influences all around. My Boys and Girls Club became much more than a set of bricks or rooms. It was my extended family. My club became my eyes to see the real me. After moving into a new neighborhood during my middle school years, I developed this tough exterior, but the truth was that wasn't the real me. And the club, and my club, was my safe place. I no longer had to put on the facade. I stayed at the club until it closed every night and even began working there at the front desk as soon as I could. My club showed me a path to college, and I was the first in my family to have that opportunity. Ultimately, my club experience put me on a path to change children's lives. After I graduated college, my journey working with children began as a juvenile probation officer. I know, me, right? Can't picture that. As a probation officer, ensuring juveniles who were placed on probation observed their rules and did not engage in any illegal activities. I also was challenged with encouraging and supporting my cases to lead them to fulfilling lives. While I love my work, it occurred to me that rehabilitation was not the best way to lead children to productive, fulfilling lives. I knew in my heart, through my club experience as a member, the best way to help children lead productive, fulfilling lives was through the work of the Boys and Girls Club. The children I was monitoring may have appeared hard and rough on their paperwork, but in reality, they were just kids. There was a reason and path that had taken them to whatever crime they had committed. I imagine how things could have been different if I had just a chance to ask them why they were displaying these behaviors and help them see a way out before they got there. I knew that I couldn't just tell these children what to do. I had to build it from within them. By the time they got to my office and to the system, the reality was most of the time it was just too late. Just 2 weeks ago, while preparing for our members to come to the club, an officer-involved shooting occurred on the very street corner that you passed today. This road was filled with police cars, crime investigation vans, helicopters whirling overhead while our children were in school right next door, learning, laughing, and just being kids. While the bullet casings have been removed, the memory of the experience is still very clear in my head. It is very different to see an automatic weapon shot in real life than in the movies. We later learned that one of the perpetrators was just a teenager, a young man with his whole life ahead of him. As I reflected on this experience in the days after, I could not help to think, if only he would have been shown a different path. If my staff team had a chance to know him and give him a chance to challenge the way things have been for him and empower him to dream and want more. In this specific case, it was too late for this young man, but it is not for the thousands of children that will walk through our Boys and Girls Clubs. I feel grateful to have found my dream job, a place that doesn't feel like work, a new opportunity every day to unlock potential within the children served by the Bradley Otis Boys and Girls Club. I hope that after today's program, you are fueled, as I am, to be part of the prevention, to use inspiration to motivate, experience to guide, and to build up our young change makers of our community. To officially kick off our program today, I am so proud to introduce one of our very own, very special Bradley Otis Faces of the Future, Miss Delisha Mathis, to lead us into prayer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Delisha Mathis, and I am the face of the future. I am a proud senior at Jones High School. I am working hard to attend Howard University and dreaming of opening and managing my own children's daycare business. I feel grateful to have been invited to lead one of the most important parts of our breakfast, our prayer. The truth is, these are heavy times, and we all feel it, whether you're a child or an adult. We all are trying our very best to just get through our day, whatever situations we may be personally facing. The extraordinary part of how hard things have been are the caring hearts of our community, our neighbors, our staff members, teachers, doctors and nurses, police officers, all of you here today that keep reaching out a hand to someone that needs it. Your compassion and warmth have been the shining light for them in their darkness. I would like to take a moment to give thanks to you, for all of you and for our community, for those that do kind things for others, not for attention, but because that is just who they are. If you would please all bow your heads with me for a blessing to show thanks for this special morning. Father, today we give thanks to you for watching over all of us, for replacing our fears with the strength and courage to face whatever the day brings, for bringing special people into our lives that reach out to us with loving hands and bring us peace. Help us all to be good stewards of the resources we have been given, no matter how big or small. Thank you for always showing us to love each other, to be the best we can be. Please continue to watch over all our staffs, friends, and board members. Amen. Please enjoy your breakfast and some time to get to know the friends at your table. We will return with the rest of our program soon with a message from Mr. Gary Kane, our President and Chief Inspiration Officer. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really sorry that I'm not able to be with you in person this morning, but I do want to take the time to thank you for joining us in our beautiful new Jacqueline Bradley and Clarence Otis family branch this morning. It's been one of the great honors of my life and career to see Jackie and Clarence's vision rise out of the ground to become a reality. And I hope at the conclusion of this morning's program, you'll want to partner with us to bring life-changing experiences to every child we can serve in Central Florida. This morning, I come to you with some bad news and with some good news. The bad news is this. I've been a part of the Boys and Girls Club movement for a long time, over 50 years if you count my time as a club member in Panama City. And I can honestly say that I believe it's harder to be a child growing up in America today than at any time in our history, especially if you're a child, as we say, on the wrong side of the opportunity gap. The challenges are manifold. The gap separating your children and my grandchildren from the children we serve at Boys and Girls Clubs has never been wider. We know that household income, it's not about the number on mom and dad's paycheck. It has broad implications for the kinds of neighborhoods where they'll live, the schools that they'll attend, the connections they'll make, and the opportunities they'll enjoy. We know that the neighborhoods where our clubs are located rank among the lowest in the country in terms of economic opportunity and the ability for a child to be born in the neighborhood to escape poverty. We're proud to be a part of the LIFT partnership that's changing those prospects here in West Lakes. But overall, in Orange County, adults who are raised in our club's neighborhoods rank at the 5th percentile for household income and the 89th percentile for incarceration. We aim to flip those statistics. Nothing in recent history has widened this gap as much as the COVID crisis. My granddaughter attended virtual school in a home full of internet-connected devices with excellent broadband services, 2 college-educated parents to help her, and the resources to hire a tutor should that have been required. Many of our club members were obliged to learn in homes without reliable internet, sharing a single device with their siblings while mom or dad risked infection as frontline workers during a global pandemic. The learning loss for my granddaughter during this period has been minimal, if at all. For our club members, it's been profound, more than an entire year. As Jessica alluded to you earlier, the children raised in our neighborhoods were exposed to crime and violence at truly alarming levels. Chances are, most of your children and my own children never had to carry the psychological burden of avoiding gunfire on their way home from school or diverting the hopscotch game to avoid crime scene tape. There are valiant efforts in the neighborhood and in the neighborhoods across our region to counter adolescent gang and crime activity. But we serve no one if we pretend it doesn't exist. It does. It helps all of us to find healthy alternatives for children being raised in higher crime neighborhoods. So that's the bad news. But there's good news too. The situation isn't hopeless. In fact, the very building where you're having breakfast this morning is a monument to hope. First, we know what the answer is to the challenges I've just described. We know, because we've been doing this work in Central Florida for 78 years now, that a safe, affirming, uplifting Boys and Girls Club experience can be a great equalizer for the children who experience it. This is a bold claim, and we have stats to back it up. Last year, 94% of our high school seniors graduated, compared to 82% of low-income students nationwide. 87% of them are in college or the U.S. military, and 13% joined the workforce. 98% of our younger children were promoted to the next grade level, and 68% of them are maintain a GPA of 3.0 or better. But more compelling is this. You're about to hear from current and former club members who are living, breathing examples of how Boys and Girls Clubs changes lives, how we meet children where they are, confront their challenges head on, and help them build the foundational skills and confidence they'll need to confront the challenges beyond our blue doors. Friends, we're the largest Boys and Girls Clubs organization in the state and one of the largest organizations in the country. Yet we're only serving a fraction of the children who really need us. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be a wonderful goal for our community, for our region, to provide a Boys and Girls Club home to every child who needs one? You're about to hear directly from 10 of the children we're serving and 3 relatively recent club alumni. I'll know you'll see in their eyes and hear in their stories the dreams and potential that our clubs are helping to unlock. In Central Florida, we're best known around the world as a magical place, symbolized by Sparkling Castle, where dreams become realities for visitors from across the globe. Friends, this morning, I hope you'll find it in your hearts to help Boys and Girls Clubs be that place for our children who live right here in our community. Thank you so much. We're very grateful.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Danielle. I am 6 years old. I love the club game. I smile when I sing. My favorite song is 7 years old, even though I'm not 7 years. Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me go fancy, fancy and follow me. Once I was 7 years old. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer to take my people to jail. I love Miss Big because we do fun things together. My name is Gabrielle, and I'm a face of the future.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Malia, and I'm in the first grade. I love the club because it introduces me to different kinds of art. I smile when I get to do ballet, and I dance from right over there because I can do fun spins. Hold this, please. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor so I can help people. I love Miss Lorenza because she's at the front desk to say hello to me when I'm coming in, and she's at the front desk to say goodbye to me when I'm going home. My name's Malia, and I'm the face of the future.
Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Chastity, and I am 6 years old. I love the snacks that I get from the club. I smile when I see Miss Kanita when I come to the club. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but it will be something fun because I like to basketball. My favorite book is Pete and the Cat. I like to read it, and sometimes I need help with words. My name is Chastity, and I am a face of the future.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kimmit, and I am 7 years old. I love the Boys and Girls Club because there's so much fun stuff here. It's a lot better than being at home and playing on my PlayStation. I smile when I come to the club because it is a nice place. They have fun competitions. My favorite one is the built-in board. We won. And they have awesome giant pillows to sit on in the library when you are reading. When I grow up, I want to be a gymnast, and if that doesn't happen, I want to be a comedian. I like to make people laugh. like Mr. Alex because he's making good food for us. And I like Mr. Silly because he is almost as funny as I am. My name is Kimmit, and I am a face of the future.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Asia. I'm 8 years old. I love my first day at the club so much that when my mom asked me if I want to sign up, I definitely said yes, I could come here every day. I can help with my work and I know I'm safe here. They have many rules to make sure no one push or hit each other. When I grow up, I want to be a singer. When they asked me who my favorite staff member was, I couldn't decide. I love everybody. If you want to come visit the club Fridays, it's the best day to come. It's Fun Friday. My name is Asia, and I'm the face of the future.
Hello. My name is Ashton. I'm happy to be here. I'm in the 3rd grade and I'm 8 years old. I love a lot of things about my club, the gym, the dance room, where we learn ballet, and I love during races. I run very fast. I really like to scan my card when I come to the club and to hear the beep it makes. I also like pressing the fun buttons at the front desk when I leave. One says you nailed it, and the other has people cheering. When I grow up, I want to run track. I love all the staff members here. Love all the staff members here, like Miss Bree, because she is going to take care of my brother Justice when he is old enough to come to the club. My name is Ash, and I'm the face of the future.
Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Dominic, and I am 10 years old. I am in the 5th grade and working hard on my grades so I can go to the 6th grade. I love coming to the club because I meet new people. I get to have fun playing sports and going to the tech room. We get to play games on the computer after we finish our homework. I really like Miss Jeanette because she always seems calm and never seems stressed out. Sometimes I get stressed out because I have to work really hard to get good grades so I can get into a good college. I want to be able to support my family. When I grow up, I dream of being a soccer player. My name is Dominic, and I am the face of the future.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Caitlin. I'm 11 years old. I love the first day I walked into the club. I couldn't believe how big the gym was. I had ever seen a stage and a dance rooms like the ones here. I smiled watching the club being built from my apartments across the street. I could never have dreamed it would have been this big and awesome. Upstairs is the teen lounge, and the Harold and Rosie music studio is my favorite place. I love playing the piano, and soon I'll record my own song. When I grow up, I want to have my own business, making things that make people feel beautiful, like bracelets, lip glosses, and bath bombs. I love Miss Jessica because she is special, she is pretty nice, and she always listens to me. My name is Caitlin, and I'm the face of the future.
How we all doing this morning? We good? Good, great. First off, I want to start off by thanking these guys right here, these brave young kids right here. Give them a round of applause. Just like them growing up, I loved my club, and to see that out of them, that is great. None of them were nervous. They came up here. I may be more nervous than they were. It was great. I just want to say good morning to everyone, our friends here, family, board members, our Boys and Girls Club family. My name is Terrell Mavens, and I am a face of the future. My journey with the Boys and Girls Club began when I was in 2nd grade, and it carried on all the way throughout high school. I went every day. I didn't fall off. I continued to go. And as I look back on why that was, and I look back on all the memories of my childhood, it really came down to a handful of people. And the handful of people that worked at that club, and specifically for me, it was Coach Jose. Growing up, I loved the game of basketball. Just loved it. And Coach Jose kind of instilled some life lessons in it that I didn't even realize until I was older. And to me at the time, I was just playing basketball. But the whole time I was learning how to be a team player, learning how to sacrifice, responsibility. You have to be there on time. And on time isn't on time is early. You have to be ready to play on time. And those little lessons growing up, again, you don't realize until you look back. And it was so great because it made the Boys and Girls Club a place that just blinded me from the outside. Like much of these kids here today, I grew up in a community that wasn't the greatest. You hear sirens. You hear things that, you're going to bed at night, and you hear things that you may not necessarily expect or want to hear. And having a place like that you can go after school, and it just completely takes your mind off of everything, changed my life. Completely changed my life. Unfortunately, I had friends and I had family who didn't follow that same path. And as I say that, I really want us to kind of look at those centerpieces that we have on our table right now. And as we look into these faces of the future, everyone's optimistic. And that's great. But just for a moment, I want everyone to be realistic. And literally take a moment and look at these faces on your table. Optimism is great. These kids are going to be great. These kids are going to be successful. And it's because of the job that we do here. It's because of you guys. It's because of the staff that are there on a daily basis. These kids will be great. Optimism is great. But at the same time, when we look at them, we have to be realistic. There are so many opportunities for them here within the Boys and Girls Club, but that is the key. They have to be here at the Boys and Girls Club. We have to make this a place where they feel safe, where they have fun, where it blinds them. It may not be basketball for the next kid. It may not be sports. It may be robotics. It may be their art program, okay? It just may be that teacher or that staff that helps them with their homework. This kid can't get through math. It may be that teacher that helps him every day, and that's what he's excited to come to the club about. I couldn't do my homework before, but every time I come, Miss Kenisa helps me do my homework. Whatever it is, make that kid so excited to come to your Boys and Girls Club, nothing else matters. And as I say, look at these centerpieces. You guys are optimistic. You see great futures. I see myself. I see my friends. I see my sister. I see people on the borderline of greatness and failure. And that leads me right back to Coach Jose. We all have that one staff, that one member, and like some of them came up here and they named a couple of them, which is great. But we always have that one that stands out, the one that believes in you. Your parents believe in you. That's a given. When you wake up every day, your parents believe in you, and that feels great. Who else? I had a lot of people who cared about me as an athlete. Cousins, uncles. When's your next game? How much did you score? I had a test today, man. I did good. Who cares about that? And that's the type of stuff that I didn't notice at the time as I look back was monumental because Coach Jose cared. You couldn't play basketball until your homework was done, right? Till your homework was done, right? That used to kill me. I used to get it done and then run to the court. Number three. Someone who cared, though. Because when I'm sitting there and I'm studying at home, my mom's on me, of course. I got to do it. She's going to make me do it. But who's that person that I'm excited, other than my, Coach Jose, look, who is that person for you? Who is inspiring you like that? And that's what we try to reach for every day when we come into our club. And I work at the Joe R. Lee Club, and I'm with the teens. And I just got to tell you a couple things about these teams, really two things specifically. The first thing is they're great. They're great. They're funny, inspired. Whatever you put in front of them, whatever program you try to run, they're with it, they're engaged, and they hit the ground running. And a part of that is because of the staff, right? If they didn't feel like we believed in them, if they didn't feel like we were pushing them towards greatness, I don't want to do this. This isn't cool, right? So it's the people that you put in front of them to inspire them that makes them take that stuff to the next level. And the second thing I want to mention, it kind of scares me, as we sit here and we look, in this event, it's called the Faces of the Future, and that's as true as it can be. These kids are the faces of the future. And I believe that they can do anything they put their mind to, anything that they focus on, they can accomplish. But I know what they're up against. I know what they're up against because I was there. I went through this process, right? I was that kid after school where me and my boy were headed to the Boys and Girls Club bus, but a couple of our best friends weren't going. Why? It wasn't cool. They wanted to go do a couple other things. The community was, allowing them to kind of walk around and ride the bike and do other things. But that's what I mean by those blinders. None of those things interest me. What do you mean? We got basketball today. Why would I do that? It blinded me. And that's what we want to do here for these kids here. And it scares me at the same time where I see so much potential and so much success and greatness in these kids' future. At the same time, when I look into these faces of the future, it scares me. The smartest kid in the class can make one dumb decision and change their entire life. The best athlete with the brightest future could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Change their entire life. Our mission here at the Boys and Girls Club is to help young people who need us the most to reach their full potential. And I want to repeat that. Help young people who need us the most to reach their full potential. No one in this room reached their full potential by themselves. Not a single one. You had someone who believed in you, pushed you. And that's what we're trying to get in our facilities, in our clubs, in our buildings on a daily basis. My goal personally, as a staff member, is to give these kids what Coach Jose gave me. Someone who believes in them outside of their family. Someone who sees potential in them outside of people who have to. Right? We don't, as kids, they're a lot smarter than we give them credit. I apologize. They're a lot smarter than we give them credit for. We think they're kind of blind to it or they don't really see what's going on. They see who believes in them. They see who's really sitting down helping them through this problem so they learn it, not so that, okay, I'll do it, get the answer right so you can turn it in. No, you're going to learn this. You're going to learn how to do it. They see the difference. And that comes from the people who are instilling that every day on a daily basis. And when I was writing this and reflecting on it, and even now, I get emotional because I didn't realize it till after. When in the moment, especially as a kid, like I said, I'm blind. It was basketball, Boys and Girls Club, it was fun. And it made me focus on other things and aspects in life, like being responsible, being respectful. I couldn't get in trouble. If I get in trouble, I can't play basketball. Why? Coach Jose. So it taught me skills and things that I didn't even realize I was learning until after. And looking back, and still I get emotional about it, and I think and I look at these faces of the future, and again, I see myself. I see my friends. I see the ones who took the wrong path. I see the ones who didn't come to the club every day. I see my sister. Growing up, all my sister wanted to do was be a doctor. That's it. All she talked about. But we couldn't afford it. So going through this process, elementary, middle school, family events, what do you want to be? Doctor. And to me, looking up, I'm like, she's gonna be great. Get to high school, halfway through high school, she doesn't even apply. She doesn't even apply because we can't afford it. Didn't look into the scholarships. I don't know if she maybe felt embarrassed, didn't want to put the on my mom. I didn't even apply. And again, at the time, growing up, didn't faze me. It wasn't until later in my life where I was blessed enough to receive a full ride scholarship to go to college. And I went up to the University of Tiffin University, and I graduated. And it really wasn't until halfway through college where I realized, like, to pass up on such opportunity and things, and to kind of quit because of something not only just financial, but there just wasn't the full belief, right? And looking back on how I got a scholarship to play in college, if Coach Jose didn't guide me through that and teach me these life lessons, guys, there's a lot of people good at basketball. How many get college paid for fully? There's people I know, kids that I grew up with, these faces that I'm talking about, my friends that are better than me. Jail. And so as I look out today and we talking about the faces of the future, and we look out and we talk about these kids growing and having a place to flourish and reach their full potential, I wholeheartedly feel this from the bottom of my heart. And I want to be there for them to help them reach their full potential. And I will be there with them to help them reach their full potential. I'll be forever grateful for my Boys and Girls Club in Hobe Sound, Florida. In the positive environment that it gave me, in the blinds that it put on me to focus on my future. Thank you.
My mom and my dad are both immigrants from Haiti. My mom has 4 kids. My dad has 10. My mom didn't graduate high school. While she was in high school, she had me. As a single parent, she worked housekeeping that only paid minimum wage. Almost every year, every other year, we were moving apartment to apartment just because we just couldn't afford it. My senior year of high school, we were actually in a hotel. Being the oldest of the household, I also had to take on responsibilities. The times where she wasn't present, watching after my younger siblings. And then when I got to the age where I could work so that I could help her pay bills.
There wasn't somebody reading to her every night when she was a kid. There wasn't a bed that she knew she was going to sleep in. There wasn't food guaranteed every day.
And for a long time, like, I just didn't know also like how to ask for help mentally. Mental health is something that we don't talk about in the Black community. You just ask yourself times like, why me? Like, why my family? When will it end?
My childhood was good for a brief period of time. There were some tough gray areas. My mom, she had mental disabilities. My dad was trying to fight for us, but they deemed her unfit to be a mother for us. So me and my 2 younger brothers were placed into foster care. We were separated in all different homes. The only thing I had of my parents was a picture of my mom's ID. So every night I would look at it. It's I miss her. We moved from home to home. Some were promising, other ones were unforgiving. Some spanked me. I had to sleep in the basement on the floor next to a washing machine. They gave me a blanket at least. We ended up moving out of the foster home. My dad took us back and we moved here to Florida so my dad could find work. Some nights we had to sleep in the car because my dad didn't have enough money to pay the bills.
I first met Leighton about 6-7 years ago, and at that time they were residing there at the Coalition for the Homeless. Right before he really got settled into being not in a homeless state, they moved into a home. A month later, their father passed away from a heart attack.
I wake up to my brother shaking me. He's like, Daddy's not waking up, he's not moving, he's not breathing. I rush to his room. There I'm talking to the dispatcher on the phone. They're telling me to do chest compressions. I'm pushing. My little brother's crying behind me. I'm trying to calm him down. They came and they pronounced him down the scene, and that was that. There was nothing they could do. My dad wasn't perfect. Whenever it came down to it, he was always hardworking because my mom couldn't find work due to her disabilities. He was a great father figure. Me and my brothers, we always looked up to him. We loved him.
During those challenging moments in my life, the Boys and Girls Club was definitely my saving grace.
All Irene really needed was someone to help her and push her up that hill.
Miss Suzanne just reassured me what I was going through was only temporary. And so from there, we met every Wednesday, and those times were just dedicated to applying to colleges.
Everybody needs somebody to believe in them. Everybody needs someone in their corner.
The club played a huge factor. My dad just used it as an after-school program for us so he could work. We just ended up loving it. They had educational programs, and that really helped me with my schoolwork as well. I got more acquainted to the community. I became friends with kids at the club. We still communicate on a daily basis, go out to play basketball, play video games at night, or just talk. They're like family to me to this day.
The role the club plays in the life of Leighton and many youth like him is one of security.
Miss Tasha's like a second mom. She was always looking out for me and my brothers.
If you are a kid that has been through some of the challenges that he's faced, living in the Coalition, drifting and moving, you're looking for this spot where this is mine. The club is my place. It's going to be here tomorrow.
When I got my acceptance to Florida State University, the first person I called was Miss Suzanne.
You know, I've seen time and time again when a student isn't prepared and doesn't have the support, they may get in and then they drop out. And that was not something that was going to happen for Irene.
2 days before I was to move on campus, Miss Suzanne called me and she's like, we're going shopping.
I wanted to make sure that she had all the necessary things. She was going to be like everybody else. She was going to have dorm supplies, school supplies, a computer.
It was unbelievable because I was like, she didn't have to do it. So she held those things for me until the time came where I had to leave. And she came and picked me up bright and early. I was scared. I had butterflies in my stomach. It felt really good knowing that I had somebody by my side who wasn't family but felt like family because she cared for me like she was my family.
Ever since I graduated high school, I was volunteering at the club. I've always wanted to work at the club. Miss Tasha knew that.
He wakes up every day excited about coming to the club and providing a kid with the security that he did not have.
I get to help the kids with their homework, if they're having any problems, any questions, advice. They love spending time with me. I love spending time with them. It's like another home. I ended up enrolling into Valencia College, and I took my first semester there. Right now, I'm doing general education. I want my work to be able to help people, and I wanted to make an impact because, I only got one life, so I would want it to make an impact on somebody that my life has done something for somebody else's.
So when I came to Florida State University, I made sure that I asked any and everybody, like, how could I get involved? I've done a lot as far as like work experience and internships. I've started and I need to keep going because I still have younger siblings who are looking up to me. They have somebody within the family who is excelling in life, being the change that like their family needed.
She had the skills, she had the wherewithal, she had the drive, but she had to have people supporting her and believing in her. And when I think about Boys and Girls Clubs, that's what we are.
The family is Boys and Girls Club. That's why we go to bed.
Well, that was certainly moving, and it was reinforcing about why we're all here, and the work that the staff does is so important. Thank you all for being here, and we're honored to have you join us as part of our journey of changing lives. My name is Jackie Bradley, and I don't think it's overstating to say at Boys and Girls Club, the very core mission is to unlock potential and show children the possibilities for the future. And we have seen exactly how they do that through our speakers today, from the youngest to Terrell, who's now functioning as a director for our teen center. And it's also very moving to me that youth that have been part of the club come back to reinforce and help that next generation. My husband Clarence and I invested in this club because we believe that every child is endowed with God-given potential. And this Boys and Girls Club was created to help unlock that potential, expand horizons, and introduce children to a world of promise and opportunity. And when we took on the task of designing and building this club, I was very clear from the beginning that I wanted to be a place that was special, that was beautiful, that I would want my own children to attend. So we're proud to be a catalyst for this building and are grateful for the many donors and other supporters who joined in this effort and have continued to invest in our community and encourage others to be gracious and give back. The children in this community deserve this. I knew from a young age that the Boys and Girls Club was an important place that did great work. In fact, when I graduated from college, one of the jobs that I applied for was to be an assistant director at the Boys and Girls Club in New Haven, Connecticut. But the club director told me at that time, because I had done all these summer internships in business, I think you have business acumen and you're going to have an opportunity to give back to the Boys and Girls Club in a different way. So I could give you an offer, but I'm not going to give you an offer. But don't forget us. And I have been involved in the Boys and Girls Club, continued my business career, and have been involved in the Boys and Girls Club. And I wish that I could show him today pictures of this club, how through taking a different path, and we all have different paths and different gifts, that my dream still came true. And as I was saying, I believe everyone has an opportunity to make an impact. And I also believe it is critical for investors to be able to see and understand the impact that they're making. And I encourage you to look at the placemat at your seat. And I want you to look at the potential face of the future on yours. My young member's name is Brielle. She's 9 years old, and if she could tell the world one thing, it would be to be nice and not mean to one another. And she says her future is awesome. and I am investing in Brielle. Look and see who you'll be investing in. Consider this simple fact. $6.71, a fancy drink at Starbucks, will provide 1 hour of meaningful programming and mentorship to your club member. $6.71 could be an hour that your club member discovers their passion. It could be the hour that they avoid walking through gunfire. It could be the hour that they find hope. My role this morning is to ask you to help to make sure our young children continue to have hope through an investment from you here today. The truth is, when you see this beautiful building, you might think, it's all set. But the reality is that this club costs a little bit over $1 million a year to operate, and our board of directors is tasked every year with climbing the $3.5 million annual fundraising goal to support the 36 clubs across our 6-county footprint. So we need you. Our children need you. At this time, I would like to, make sure that at my table, Gina, would you be the passer-outer? I would like to walk you through our pledge form where you can formalize your commitment to our mission. For our virtual friends, this document was just sent to you in the chat link of this Zoom call, which is at the bottom of your screen. And all you need to do is click it on. The top of our pledge card shares the different levels of our Faces of the Future Giving Society, a group that provides long-term sustainability for our clubs and our children through multi-year commitments. You can see all of our investors wearing different color ribbons signifying their level of support. And all of you with these ribbons on, if you could stand and be recognized for your generosity to date. Thank you all so much. Clarence and I are honored to be members of this society, and we are hopeful that you'll consider joining us today. Our first level of our giving society is called Creating Hope, and this is a pledge of $1,000 per year for 5 years. This is an average of just $83 a month. Think of it as a cup of coffee every day for a member of the Boys and Girls Club. And that would provide 150 life-changing program impact hours for all of our young faces of the future you've heard from today. The second giving level is a pledge of $2,500 per year for 5 years. We call this Developing Potential. At this level, you'll be keeping the blue doors open for up to 90 children for a full day of programming with an incredible professional like Terrell. The next giving level is $5,000 a year for 5 years, Building Futures level. This level will promise a special club member like Janelle, our young person here earlier, our young singer, that his next 5 years of club programming is completely covered. If you would consider a gift of $10,000 per year for 5 years at our Changing Lives level, you will be drastically impacting the lives of our children by providing the resources to cover critical costs of club leadership at one of our clubs, like our very special Miss Jessica, through your total commitment. Finally, we know some of you are part of a company or foundation or maybe in a position to give more. Our Impacting Communities is about changing one child's life at a time. At this level, you are committing to provide one child, like the one on your placemat, a full journey through the club through the ages of 6 to 18. Clarence and I are proud to be members at this level. If you are able to join the Faces of the Future Giving Society, I thank you for your generous investment. You may prefer to give at a different level, and you can indicate that on your form. Every single dollar makes an impact and an investment in our hope for our children. And please don't forget, if your company offers a matching gift, it could double your impact. There are many ways to unlock the doors to infinite opportunity for our children and families. We believe at the Boys and Girls Club that volunteers are the most important asset in our programming. If you're driven to engage at a deeper level with our mission, please indicate on your pledge form, and our staff will follow up with you and help you achieve your vision. That could be helping a club member with homework, sharing your favorite children's book and read to a club member, or sharing your career with our teens. Any way you choose to get involved, I assure you, your time will be well spent unlocking the potential within our Faces of the Future. So on behalf of our board, staff, and Children of Promise, thank you for your support and being here today. To all of our virtual guests, we invite you to stay with us for a few more minutes to take a virtual tour of our club hosted by Ms. Jessica. For all of you here in person, we would be honored to show you around the club before you leave today. Thank you for coming, and do enjoy your day. Happy Friday.
I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in, please sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica.